I will say access is fully guaranteed on the back of the pipeline. And I'm confirming that enormous work is going on, and we'll deliver them. We don't want to give you dates. As usual, we will surprise you. But before then, we understand very clearly that gas delivery must be done in the quickest manner, particularly for locations where the backbone infrastructure don't exist today. And that is why we and our partners decided that it is appropriate and timely to start 5 mini LNG projects in one location. The reasons are very clear. This is the appropriate location. Our pipeline network has reached this location. Gas is already on our pipeline, and we can easily connect to the major infrastructure that we are building up today very, very quickly. And also, Excellency, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm to you that this is not just groundbreaking. Sometimes people have this impression that groundbreaking, you come, talk grammar, and go. My colleague, Uzoma, has said that actually equipment for this location is already on ground at the ports and being cleared for delivery to this location. So we have very clear line of sight around delivery dates for all the 5 projects, and they will all be completed on schedule and as agreed with our partners. I would like to thank our partners for believing us and seeing the vision of Mr. President. And let me emphasize this, that Mr. President was very clear. I have the privilege of engaging him personally. And he has said over and over that this is the time for the gas revolution, that we have enormous gas resources in this country, and that gas can become the clear vehicle for bringing growth and prosperity into our country. He has told me, and the chairman of the board is here, that NNPC you have to lead this. It is your task, and that it must be done, that he does not want stories. And particularly more so, with the CNG drive that my colleague Mike has just mentioned, the auto CNG cannot succeed without access to gas. And that is why this facility is enormous mobilizer for our efforts, the government's effort particularly to bring cheap fuel to the Nigerian people. And that is why we are seeing this as the vehicle for bringing cheap fuel to Nigerians across the country, and more so because Mr. President promised that he's going to make available cheap fuel to Nigerians. And I would like all of us at this moment to recognize and understand that the drive for these projects in this location is coming from Mr. President. We are seeing the business side of it. Yes, we are business. We will benefit from it, but more than anything, that all of us and our 5 partners that we believe that this is a very, very clear opportunity for fulfillment for our companies. And that's the second motivation that we have in this place. And thirdly, the other thing I must mention is that we can't do this without clear understanding of host communities. In this location, since we started this initiative, we have seen enormous cooperation from the communities, particularly His Excellency Governor Ahmed. And we thank you and the community for this. And as I've mentioned earlier, you will be the first beneficiaries of this. It's already showing up, even by Mama Put, is the first step. And we'd like to thank you. And I also, not going back to protocols now, the chairman of the board of directors of NNPC is here. Actually dragged him from a medical location to this place. And I told him that you have an obligation, that Mr. President will hold you accountable. Yes, I'm the chief executive officer, but he's the chairman of the board of directors of this company. Ultimate responsibility will rest with him. And I would like to appreciate his presence in this place. And as we do this, you can't do it without the legislature supporting you and preparing the enabling environment for our business and supporting us and creating all the incentives that are required through the federal government or Mr. President's executive orders, which must translate into legislation of the country, even in the long term. Yes, in the short term, executive orders is what is helping us today, but we also know that the legislature has supported this process to making sure that this ultimately becomes laws of our country. In this respect, I would like to particularly thank distinguished Senator Jarikwe, Honorable Mutu, who are with us here to grace this occasion. And of course, Natasha, you always say, what's the local content part of it? She has always asked me. And this small project is local content for this location. I think you'll be happy with this. I'd like to thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Senator Natasha. And finally, I have two ministers here with me, ministers of the Federal Republic. Honorable Minister for Steel, also a son of the soil, and also our host in very many respects. Ajaokuta Steel plant is very close to us. They have helped us in very many ways, including land. And not only that, we also see them as potential customers. So our eyes are on the Ajaokuta Steel Company. And finally, my minister, Right Honorable Ekwerepel, I know what he asks me every day. As late as, and I'll share this with you, yesterday evening around 5 p.m. I walked into his office. He said, Mele, okay, how far are we on this? All these gas projects, AKK, OB3. And I told him, Minister, wait, I'll give you a written brief. But come and see the one that has already worked. And I want to thank you for coming here and putting all the pressures on us to make sure that we deliver on these projects. Well, I would like to just reaffirm that we in NNPCL, me and my colleagues, they are all here, the body of our workers, who are very challenged to deliver not just this project, but other gas infrastructure projects. As business, yes, and because the law says that we must guarantee energy security for our country. This is the second reason we have. But thirdly, Mr. President has a clear ambition for this country and the prosperity of this country, and we understand very clearly that this will be on the backbone of the oil and gas industry, and particularly so on the back of gas development. And when he delivers, everyone here benefits and enjoys, and those who are not here. And we believe that from this facility, gas can be delivered to Maiduguri, Kano, Katsina, Sokoto, all the way around. As you can see, one of the principal partners we have, Boa, is already taking CNG or LNG from Port Harcourt into its locations in Port Harcourt, in Sokoto. So we know that this is bringing it closer, cheaper for all our partners and for all our consumers. And may I use this opportunity on behalf of all of us to thank Mr. President for putting this pressure of delivery so that in the very short term we'll see the value that is coming to us. And of course, we can't do it without our workers. Nupe Penders who are helping us, our workers, and their leadership who are here, we'd like to thank you. And our royal fathers, this is actually, I really thought that you would thank us because it's for you, it's your community. But I would like to thank you for when you come back up later, you will thank us. Thank you very much.
The Executive Governor of Kogi State, His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo, all the distinguished senators here present, all the Honorable House of Members here present, my colleague, the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Gas, Right Honorable Ekwerepel Ekpo, the Chairman of the NNPC Board, Chief Pius Akinyuleri, and of course, the Group CEO NNPC, Mr. Omala Mele Kyari, all other protocols duly observed. I am delighted to stand before you today at this groundbreaking ceremony for the 5 mini LNG plants within the Ajaokuta Steel Territory. This momentous occasion marks a significant milestone in our nation's journey towards energy self-sufficiency and economic prosperity. The event of today, which is the groundbreaking ceremony for the establishment of 5 mini LNG plants within the Ajaokuta Steel Territory, is very significant for the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, in his quest to create a $1 trillion economy by the year 2030. The vast gas resources and opening up of clusters of industrial environments for the good and benefit of the national economy is critical. Added to this is the fact that the establishment of these plants within the Ajaokuta environment has keyed into this administration's concept of setting up an industrial park within the Ajaokuta environment, which would contain an LNG and CNG plant or territory, as well as a free trade zone. The development of the LNG infrastructure in Nigeria is a game changer for the country's energy sector. It not only enhances energy security, but also positions Nigeria as a key player in the global LNG market. The environmental and economic benefits of such projects are immense, paving the way for a sustainable and prosperous future through massive creation of jobs. Millions of jobs will be created, as well as adding massive value to the GDP of Kogi State, as well as Nigeria as a whole. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is important to note that the government of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has remained focused on his program of bringing Ajaokuta Steel Plant back to life, and this is reflected in our current efforts, which has led the federal government into signing a historic memorandum of understanding with the original builders, the Russian TPE consortium, aimed at the rehabilitation, completion, and operation of the steel plant. The groundbreaking ceremony of this LNG project that we are here for today is dear to Mr. President's heart. He has told me that personally. I had to therefore cancel an already scheduled international assignment to be here for this event today because of
Your Excellency, the Governor of Kogi State, Ahmed Usman Dodo, the Honorable Minister for Steel, and Honorable Minister of State for Gas, distinguished senators and members of the House of Representatives. Your Excellency, permit me to recognize the presence of my sister and her husband, Senator Natasha Akoti, who has been fighting for the revival of industries in this Kogi State. Madam Walden, I keep on fighting this. It gives me great pleasure to witness the groundbreaking ceremony of these 5 mini LNG plants by NNPCL and its partners for the Prime LNG, Voa LNG, NGML, Gas Nexus Mini LNG, Island LNG, and LNG Arete plants located in Ajaokuta, Kogi State. This mini LNG plants groundbreaking ceremony is a testament to the efficacy of the various provisions of Petroleum Industry Act 2021 to unlock the potentials in the gas sector in line with directives of Mr. President, His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu, GCFR, and the guidance of the respective honorable ministers for oil, gas, and of course, the stakeholders. The NNPCL, in line with the enablement status and mandates, has rolled out various regulations, guidelines, and operating procedures to provide regulatory clarity, level playing field, and incentivize investments in the downstream and the midstream and downstream sector of petroleum industry. It is in fulfillment of the above highlighted statutory instruments and the supportive role of the NNPCL that we are witnessing this groundbreaking ceremony of the 5 mini LNG plants, which when completed and commissioned will make gas more readily available to many unserved areas of the country, while work on the expanded pipelines like the AKK, the OB3 are being completed for guaranteeing access to gas across the nation. Today, it is worthy of note to mention that Ajaokuta gas corridor is gradually becoming a hub for many gas infrastructure, from CNG compressions and refueling stations to many LNG plants that are springing forth due to the far-sighted government policies, initiatives, and programs like the Decade of Gas, Presidential CNG Initiative, and the Presidential Executive Orders and Directives. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, gas has been identified as a stopgap fuel for energy transition, and taking cognizance of that reality and Nigeria's commitment to a just energy transition, the government and indeed NNPCL is giving significant attention to gas utilization projects like these mini LNG and gas distribution licenses, CNG and LPG across the country. With more projects like these 5 mini LNG plants, whose groundbreaking we are witnessing today, seeing the light of the day, the laudable national aspiration of increased gas utilization, deepened and robust gas markets will soon be fully realized. This, no doubt, will have a beneficial effect on the environmental footprints of gas exploration and production activities, increase in GDP through job creation, enhanced tax revenues, energy diversity portfolio, and energy security. The NNPCL, through its enhanced stakeholders engagement mechanism, will continue to partner with companies to support the various initiatives and programs of government. We will continue to deploy the various regulatory tools at our disposal to enable businesses while ensuring safety, ethical practices, and overall compliance with various technical and commercial regulations in place to ensure orderly and effective operations in the mid and downstream sector of the Nigerian economy. I wish you a successful ceremony and look forward to the first gas and commission of these 5 LNG plants in due course. Thank you very much. Your Excellency.
An appreciative speech. It's quite humbling to have the President himself, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to pass an executive order that birthed the 5 mini LNG plants that we are witnessing the groundbreaking ceremony today. We also appreciate the Honorable Minister of Gas, whose policy frameworks contributed hugely in translating the President's vision, of which we celebrate the theme from gas to prosperity and catalyzing Nigeria's economic growth. Gas is the future, and I say, Ajaokuta local government, Kogi State, Nigeria, we are in the lucky times. And I additionally add that in the wake of the new tax regime, I would say congratulations to the North. A number of our factories and even small-scale businesses have suffered greatly due to lack of power supply. But this is a new paradigm shift for you, because the Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano pipeline, of which at my last interface with the contractors, they promised that the lead time for completion of the AKK project will be the 2nd quarter of this year. So what that means is, by the grace of God, all indices align, we should have gas turning up north from this very location into all our businesses. And what does that mean to the economy of northern Nigeria, the north-central Nigeria, and the entire country? Is that there will be a boom in productivity. There will be jobs that will be created. There'll be revenue that will be generated, and states will be able to earn their returns in due terms. So I say thank you all stakeholders, BUA and the Gas Nexus, Highland, Arate. Thank you all so much for collaborating with NNPC and other aspects of the executive and also the legislative to ensure that we harmoniously create an ecosystem right in the sport that will nurture the new adventures of the energy sector. Thank you all so much, our royal fathers. I see you all there. Thanks for the role you have played and which the past speakers have attested to, that you have opened your hearts and your homes in the past few months to the various investors. Thank you for forging peaceful coalition, and I urge you all to keep bringing your future, your dreams, take Ajaokuta local government, take other aspects of Kogi State. Ensure that the downstream sector of steel and gas will ensure that companies are littered around, that will have even beyond CNG, LPG, and others, so that we can actually begin to industrialize from this space. Because in the nearest future, we are going to have the Ajaokuta Steel Company working. And all of these companies that will birth out of the steel company will require energy to power. So I say congratulations to all of us. We are the luckiest of those who are lucky. And I urge every Nigerian to trust that our environment will be peaceful. And we are going to continuously extend our hands of friendship and collaboration. So fear not. Kogi State is a peaceful land, and we promise to be the best hosts. God bless you all.
I'm proud that I address you today on this momentous occasion marking the groundbreaking ceremony for the 5 mini LNG plant here in Ajaokuta local government of our desk. This historic event signposts a transformative chapter in our pursuit of clean energy, sustainable development, and industrial growth, not just for Kogi State, but for the entire nation at large. This landmark project, initiated and facilitated by the federal government of Nigeria in collaboration with NNPCL Limited and esteemed partners such as Boas Industry and others, underscores our collective commitment to embracing cleaner energy and greener energy solutions. Today, we lay the foundation for a future fueled by innovation, resilience, and sustainability. Allow me to first extend my heartfelt gratitude to our father, the leaders of our nation, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DCFR, whose visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to human development have made this project a reality. Mr. President, your dedication to ensuring economic growth, energy, security, and environmental sustainability will forever be remembered as a pivotal moment in our nation's journey. Mr. President is indeed a president that commits a lot of attention to energy needs of our dear nation. Today, we celebrate the launching of 5 mini LNG plants, namely Prime LNG, NGML Gas Nexus LNG, Boa LNG, Highland LNG, and LNG Arate, with a combined capacity of 84.5 million standard cubic feet per day, representing a remarkable sum of over $500 million investment. These projects are a bold leap forward in reducing carbon emissions, promoting energy independence, and aligning with global efforts to combat climate change. As a member of the responsible global community, our President is supporting excellent initiatives and ensuring maximum utilization of our energy potential. Beyond their environmental impact, the economic and social benefit of this project cannot be overstated. The establishment of these LNG plants will create significant job opportunities, stimulate local businesses, and improve critical infrastructure in our community. This is a shining example of what can be achieved through collaboration between the federal government, Kogi State government, NNPCL Limited, and our valued investors. Our state forward-thinking approach to governance has reflected in the establishment of the Conference State University of Science and Technology of Sarah to create a pool of quality manpower to feed the growing state of industrialization from the Prince Abba Angu University Ayaba to the Kogi State University Kaba and Kogi State Polytechnic Lokoja. Our administration is investing in purpose-fitted education to ensure our people are skilled technically and employable. As we do the groundbreaking today, we are not only laying the fiscal foundation for this plan, but also setting the stage for a brighter and more prosperous future for Kogi State and Nigeria at large. It is particularly encouraging that the final investment decision for all 5 projects have been concluded and all are now in execution phase. These projects align perfectly with our vision of leveraging clean energy solutions to drive sustainable development while improving the quality of life for our citizens. They reflect the limitless potential of Kogi State as a hub for industrial economy and transformation. The ongoing groundwork to have an airport in Kogi State will further give the investing companies transportation flexibility to access these locations easily, as we also set up our security strategy to ensure that both the investment and the investors are safe in our AST. I must acknowledge the commitment and effort of every stakeholder involved in this project, from the federal government and the NNPCL Limited to the investors and host communities. Your dedication has been instrumental in bringing us this historic moment. I am confident that with our combined determination, these projects will be completed successfully. As the #1 marketer of our destiny, as the most preferred and most endowed investment destination, I am pleased to note that the host communities have expressed their readiness to provide peaceful and cooperative environment to ensure the safety and success of this investment. The Kogi State government, in collaboration with conventional and local security agencies, has implemented robust measures to safeguard this massive investment, ensuring a secure and thriving atmosphere for all stakeholders. The excitement surrounding this project has been massive. The people of Kogi State have welcomed this initiative with enthusiasm, hope, and optimism. As a mark of our unwavering support, I directed all the government officials in Kogi State to be present here at this historic event, reflecting our collective commitment to the success of these endeavors. Today, we have moved the seat of power from Lokoja to this very place to demonstrate our total support to the investors. Ajaokuta is a land of promise, not just for Kogi State, but for Nigeria as a whole. This project will not only unlock vast economic opportunities, but also position Nigeria as a nation determined to harness its resources for the betterment of its people. These investments are quite strategic in this sense. that they will have an economically impactful handshake with the Ajaokuta Steel Company that the administration of Mr. President is working so hard to resuscitate. I assure you as Chief Security Officer of our dear state that your investments are safe. I extend my profound gratitude to NNPCL Limited, our esteemed investors, and all those who have contributed to the realization of this visionary project. Together, let's work hard to ensure success of this LNG plant and to build a sustainable and prosperous future for Kogi State and Nigeria at large.